Now, Tiger Brands says it may have to close its Langeberg and Ashton Foods plants in the Western Cape. This comes after their sale with a prospective buyer falling through. Should it close, thousands of people are going to be left unemployed, and a number of other people in that whole value chain might be affected. To tell us more about how and the impact of this possible closure is industry body AgriSA's Executive Director, Christo van der Rheede. Christo, good afternoon, and thank you very much for your time. You've issued a statement as an association warning that the closure of the Langeberg and Ashton Foods fruit canning factory in the Western Cape will have what you call disastrous implications. What does that look like?
Good afternoon to you and good afternoon to all of the viewers. I think it's important to remember that this is but one of two factories in South Africa that produce canning fruit on a very large scale. It's also one of 7 world-class factories throughout the world that not only produce canning fruit for South Africa, but it also produces canned fruit for the rest of the world. Now, this announcement and this process of consultation by Tiger Brands comes at a very unfortunate time, because it's really during this period of warfare between Russia and Ukraine that a large part of the world depend on canned fruit because fresh fruit is not available due to all kinds of logistics problems. And it is not that Tiger Brand does not have a demand. In fact, the demand has increased, I think, threefold over this period. So whilst there is a demand for the product, we are arguing that there's no sense in closing down the factory. Let us find buyers, and I've been on the phone with potential buyers throughout the day, and I would like to see, and AgriSA would like to see, that that factory is taken over by new investors so that we can continue producing world-class canned fruit and vegetables, and that we keep jobs, but not just keeping jobs, but also grow jobs and create more job opportunities for the local people.
You know, recently when Come went belly up, there was a question that was asked to President Matamela Cyril Ramaphosa at a media briefing, whether, like government in the past, in the airlines industry has done, to bail out the likes of SAA, shouldn't government somehow intervene in assisting a private airline like Come that contributes to the traffic in and around South Africa and elsewhere? I'm posing that question to you. I want to hear your thoughts as AgriSA. Do you think government should be intervening in a way, because it has an agriculture master plan, and this would affect that ecosystem from what you've just said?
Remember now that the PIC, which is the government pension fund, has been a shareholder. I'm not so sure whether they're still a shareholder, but it's through the pension funds that government can contribute to an institution such as the Langeberg Ashton canning fruit facility. And there's enough private sector buyers or investors that would want to come on board if they reduce their risk. And one way of reducing risk is for government to take up some equity and in the process ensure that the long-term sustainability of a place like that is guaranteed. But I also want to emphasize the following, and you're right. We've signed a master plan recently, and we said, and a call to the master plan is growth. We want to grow the sector because it's this sector that carried South Africa for the past 3 years, especially during COVID, and we're still in a very fortunate position. I mean, food inflation sits at 6.5%. It's far lower than many countries throughout Africa, even Europe and United States. So yes, the agricultural sector has done South Africa proud in all aspects. And yes, there's enough food. We're still very worried about the levels of hunger, but I think that's where we should work with government to ensure that our people don't go hungry. But what I want to emphasize is, within the context of the master plan, if this factory closes down, it's not going to impact on your fruit farmers and vegetable farmers. It's also going to impact on your sugar farmers. because the sugar industry is a big contributor to the canning sector. It's also going to have a massive impact throughout the entire value chain that supports that factory with inputs and with logistics, with taking care of the machines. It's also going to impact on the rates and taxes that the factory pays over to the municipality, and is going to impact on Eskom and all of the other state-owned enterprises who deliver public services.
It will be a big loss all round. It will be a big loss all round. Thank you, Christo, for your time and explanations this hour. That's Christo van der Rheede, and AgriSA's Executive Director.